So guys, I will be making the pineapple bikini bottom now, and I am still using my size 3 yarn here. However, I will be putting on the screen all the information that you'll be needing to make the size of your choice. So I am using a 5.0 millimeter crochet hook. I want to make a size 1X, but because my yarn is not a size 4 yarn, I will be using a hook size up just to get it to the size that I want it to be. So if originally if I was using a size 4 yarn, I will use a size 4.0 millimeter crochet hook. To begin, I will make my slip knot. So insert your hook, wrap it around, and pull up a loop. So now that I have my slip knot, I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to chain 8. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now that I have my chain 8 there, I'm going to yarn over and I'm going to make a double crochet. Insert my hook into the second stitch, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2, yarn over, pull through the next 2. You're going to yarn over again, go into the next stitch, and you're going to make your double crochet. So you should have a total of 7 double crochet at the end of this. So now that I have my 7 double crochets here, I am gonna chain 1 and turn my work. So now that I have done so, if you are making a size small, you will make a total of 5 rows. If you're doing a medium, you will make a total of 6 rows. If you're doing large, you will make a total of 5 rows, and if you're doing extra large, you will make a total of 6 rows. If you're doing extra 2x large or 3x large, you will do a total of 6 rows also. So because I am doing using my 5.0 millimeter crochet hook, I will be making a total of 6 rows. So I'm going to yarn over, go into that first stitch there, and make my first double crochet. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I'll see you at the end of my 6 rows. So now I have come to the end of making my 6 rows, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to chain 1, turn my work, and now we're going to do an increase. So we're going to make 2 double crochet in this first stitch here. So that's 1 and 2. And then you're going to do double crochet in the remaining stitches, and in the last stitch you will do another increase. So just as we did when we were starting this row, we will do that at the end of this row here. So make sure you turn your work to see that stitch hiding in the back. Yarn over, make 2 double crochet there. Now that you have your 2 double crochet, you will repeat the same thing. So you will do one more row of increase. So chain 1, turn your work, and repeat the same process. So I'm going to continue doing that, and I will see you at the end of this row. So now this is what your work should look like. Now you're going to turn. You're going to chain 1 and turn, and you're going to make 1 single crochet in this first stitch, and you're going to skip 1, and into the next one here you are going to yarn over and make 3 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3. You're going to chain 2, 1, 2. You're going to go back into that same stitch and complete your shell. That's 1, 2, and 3. Oh, so I should have told you that you should have a total of 11 stitches when you're done increasing. So now what you're going to do is you're going to count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. You're going to skip 5 stitches, and into the 6th stitch you will make another shell. Sorry, before you do that, you are going to chain 1. So now I have made my next shell there. We're going to skip 1, and then we're going to single crochet in this last stitch that is hiding in the back here. Now that we have done that, this is what your work should look like so far. So now we are going to turn our work and slip stitch right up the sides. And then you're going to slip stitch inside your chain 2. Now you're going to chain up 2, and this chain 2 counts as your first double crochet. You're going to make 2 more double crochet, chain 2, and make 3 double crochet to complete your shell. There's 1, 2, and 3. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3, and you're going to make a single crochet here. You're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to go ahead and make another shell here. That's 1, 2, 3, chain up 2, and make another set of 3 double crochets to complete your shell. And this is what your work should look like. So now you are going to go ahead and turn your work and slip stitch right up to the top here, and I'll meet you back there. So now I have done my slip stitches and I'm back into my chain 2 space here. So now I'm going to chain up 2, make 2 double crochet. Remember, chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. Chain 2, make another set of 3 double crochet to complete your shell. So now that you have completed your shell there, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, 3. You're going to go into this chain 3 space here and you're going to make a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. Chain 3 again, 1, 2, and 3. Go into the next chain 3 space and make a double crochet. Chain up 3, 1, 2, 3. Go into your shell and make another shell. It's 1, 2, 3, chain 2, and make 3 more double crochet to complete your shell. And this is what your work should look like so far. So moving on, you will turn your work, slip stitch, and into the chain 2 space, make another slip stitch there, chain up 2, make 2 more double crochets, chain 2, and 3. So now that we have our shell there completed, we're going to go ahead and chain 1, 2, and 3. And now we are going to determine what size we're making. Well, we already know what size we're making, but if you're making a size small, you will do 8 double crochet in this ring chain 3 space here. If you're making a medium, you'll do 10. If you're making a large, you will do 10. And if you're doing 1x to 3x, you will put 12 double crochet in this ring here. So I am doing 1x, but remember, because I'm using a smaller yarn, I will be putting well, 1x is still 12, so I will be putting 12 double crochet in this space here. So once you're done making your 12 double crochets, if you're making the same size as I am, then you will chain 3 and make your next shell. So you're going to continue doing that, and I will meet you at the end of this round here. So I'm just going to continue making my double crochets, and I'll see you there. So this is what our work looked like so far. Moving along, now you're going to turn your work, slip stitch on the sides, and into the chain 2 space here. Now you're going to chain up 2 and make your shell. Chain 2, you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and you're going to skip this first stitch here, and you're going to go into the next one, and you're going to make a double crochet. That's my first double crochet there. I'm going to chain 1, go into the next stitch, and make another double crochet, and you're going to repeat that right across by making double crochet, chaining 1, double crochet, chaining 1. Once you get to the end here, remember you're not going to put any stitch into this part here. You're going to stop here and then chain up 3 and make your next shell. So continue doing that, and I'll see you there. So this is what our work looked like so far. So moving on again, we will turn our work and slip stitch to our chain 2 space there. Chain up 2, chain 2, and complete your shell. Now you're going to chain 3, 1, 2, and 3, and then you are going to go into this chain 1 space here, and you're going to make a single crochet. You're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, go into the next one, chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, next space, and basically do the same thing right along, right over, until you get to your last space here. You will chain 3 and then make your shell, and I'll meet you back there. So continue doing that, making your chain 3 and then single crochet in the next space. So I'll see you there. So this is what your work should look like so far, and we're moving along. Turn your work, making your slip stitches along the sides. And into our chain 2 space there. Chain up 2 and make 2 more double crochet. Chain up 2 again and complete your shell. 1, 2, 3 there. Now that you have that, you're going to chain 3 and basically repeat the same thing. If you notice that your work looks a bit wonky like that, don't worry about it. It will always go down. So you're going to repeat the same thing that we just did before. You're going to go into the chain 3 loops and make a single crochet, chain up 3, go into the next loop here, into the next chain 3 loops, chain up 3 again, and you're going to basically do this until you reach to 1 loop remaining, and then I will meet you back there. So you're just going to basically repeat this whole process all over until you get to 1 loop. Once you're at your 1 loop or 1 space, I will meet you back there. So there it is. So this is what the center part of the bikini looks like so far. Now we are going to turn our work and slip stitch on the sides. Make your shell. Chain 3, go into the chain 3 here, into that last space, make a single crochet. You're going to chain up 3, 1, 2, 3, and what we're going to do is we are going to go into this last stitch here on this shell. So we're going to insert our hook. We're going to yarn over, and we're going to go into this shell over here, and we're going to pull through 2, and we're going to yarn over again and pull through the next 2 here. Okay, let me just do that again. So I'm going to insert my hook into this last double crochet here on this shell. I'm going to yarn over, go into this shell here, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2. I'm going to yarn over again and pull through all these loops here. Now that we have our first double crochet there, we're going to continue making the remainder double crochets. Chain 2, and complete our shell. And this is what your work should look like so far. So now we're going to chain 1, and we are going to do a single crochet right underneath this double crochet here. So insert your hook here and make a single crochet. Now that you make your single crochet here, you are going to go into the end part, the immediate end part of this shell here. So you're going to yarn over and go into this part where we did our slip stitch. And you're going to make a shell there. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain up 2, go back into the same space, 1, and 2. And that completes that shell there. And now what you're going to do is you are going to well, I am making extra large, so I will be chaining 6. I will put on the screen all the amount that you need to chain with whatever size you're making. So if you're making a small, you will chain 4. If you're making medium, you chain 5, or large, you chain 5. If you're making 1x, 2x, or 3x, you will chain 6. So I'm going to chain 6. So that's 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. Now I am going to go ahead and I'm going to skip 3 shells, 1, 2, 3, and into this 4th one I am going to go ahead and make my next shell. So yarn over, going to that end part of that stitch. I'm going to use a smaller hook to help me out here. So let me just count that. 1, 2, 3, and into this one here. We're going to make our shell there. Let me just yarn over. I'm kind of holding that because I don't want to lose that tension. And let me just do it over since I have the hole big enough for my loop to go in. So that's 1, 2, 3, chain of 2, yarn over again, go back into that same space, and make 3 more double crochet. And that is how that part looks there. And now I am going to go ahead and make a single crochet here. And that is what it looks like so far. Now we're going to go ahead and make slip stitches and go right back up into this shell here. So I'm going to continue doing that, making my slip stitches, and I'll meet you back once I am at my chain 2 space here. So now I am back into my chain 2 space, and I'm going to chain up 2, make my shell, chain 2, and complete my shell. Now that I have my shell there, so what we're going to do is going forward, each time we make our shell and we're going to go to this part here, we're going to make 1 stitch less. So I had 6 stitches here, so now I am going to do 5 stitches. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yarn over and go into the next shell, and you're going to repeat that right until you have 1 stitch remaining, and that will be the end part of our bikini for this side. So this is what it looks like so far. You're going to turn your work again and you're going to repeat the same thing, and this time you are going to do 1 stitch less. So we did 5, now we're going to do 1 less, so we're going to chain 4 next. So continue doing that, and I will see you once I am at my 1 stitch remaining. So I'm just going to continue doing that, making my slip stitch right up. When I get to my chain 2, I'll make my next slip stitch, chain up 2, and make my shell. One, 2, and 3. Now I'm going to chain 4. 1, 2, 3, and 4. So continue doing that, and I will meet you when I'm at my 1. So now I have come to the end here where I have 1 stitch remaining, and I'm going to turn my work and slip stitch right up to my chain 2 space. Now that I have my chain 2 space there, I'm going to go ahead and chain 2 and make my shell. Remember, chain 2 counts as our first double crochet. Now we have 3 double crochet, chain 2, yarn over and make your next set of 3 double crochet to complete your shell. And now you're not going to chain anything, you're going to just yarn over, go into the next shell, and make another set of shell. Two and 3, and that completes this part of the, it's like the waistline part of the bikini. And now we are going to go ahead and cut our yarn. I'm just going to chain 1. Now moving on to this side here. So what we're gonna do is, remember we started, let me just turn it this way. Okay, so we skipped this one and we started in this shell here, and then we skip 1, 2, 3, and then in the 4th one we start the other one here. So I'm just going to turn my work here, and I'm going to count from the top. So this is the top shell here, and this is the one that we started on this side. So we're going to skip 1, 2, 3, and this would be the 4th one that we started our last shell in, and this one here would have been our single crochet shell to join the shell onto this part here. So this is where we're actually gonna start our single crochet. So I'm just gonna use my 3.5mm crochet hook, because this will help me better to get into that space. I'm just gonna pull through my yarn, and I'm gonna give that a tie. Pull that out. Let me just redo that so I can have a longer tail, so I can weave that in later on. Let me just do a little slip stitch there and then tie. So now that I have done that, now I'm going to do a single crochet in that space. So into the same space, you're going to insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over and pull through. So now we have our single crochet there. We are now going to go into the end part here. So I'm just going to use my smaller hook to make a hole there, and we're going to yarn over and make our shell there. Chain 2, and that completes our shell there. So let me just go back here. Okay, so this is where we did our shell here, and this is our chain or single crochet. So after we have this shell, remember we make 6 stitches across and skip our shells, so we're going to chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and then we're going to skip 1, 2, 3 and go into this one and make our next shell. Remember, you're going into the immediate end part where the slip stitches are. So yarn over, go in there, and it's a little bit tight, and make your shell. Okay, I'm just having a hard time getting it through. Let me just try this smaller one for now. Insert my hook there, under back, and go back in here. So I'm just going to continue making my shell here, and I'll meet back with you. So now I have completed my shell here, and I am going to go ahead and make my single crochet into the corner of this shell here. Now that we have done that, now it looks just like on this side here. I hope you can see that. Now we're going to turn our work and we're going to slip stitch. Right up until you reach to your chain 2 space. So now I'm in my chain 2 space, doing my slip stitch there, chain up 2, and I'm going to make my shell. One, two. Go ahead and make another set of 3 double crochet to complete your shell. And just as we did when we were making this part here, we did 6 chains here. Now we're gonna do 5 chains. So you're gonna continue doing the same thing as we did here. If you want to rewind a video just to remember what you did, you can also do that. So we had 6 here, then 5, then 4, then 3, then 2, then 1, and then 1. The last one will be without any chain 1. So I'm just going to continue doing that, chaining up my 5, going over and making my shell, slip stitch on the side, go back up and continue making your work there. So I will meet you at the end of this part here. So now I have come to the end of making my last 2 shell there where I did not chain any more. So this is my last one where I chain 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. So now what I'm gonna do is I'm just gonna chain 1 and fasten off. And now what we're gonna do is we are going to go ahead and make our chains to make the strap part for the bikini waist part here. So I'm just gonna make a slip knot, and I'm gonna go ahead and I am going to chain 120. So if you're making a size small, you will chain 80. If you're making a medium, you will chain 90. If you're making a large, you will chain 100. If you're making an extra large, you will chain 110. And for 2x to 3x, you will chain 120. So I am going to go ahead and I am going to chain 110 because I am making extra large. So I'm just going to go ahead, chain up my 110, and I'll meet back up with you. So now I have come to the end of making my 110 chains, and I'm just gonna attach it onto this shell here. Make sure that it is on the side that you want yours to be on. So this is the side that I have mine on here. So now I am going to go ahead and make a single crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, and pull through. Now that you have done that, you're going to go ahead and chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, and you are going to go ahead, go back into this next shell and make a single crochet and continue chaining the same amount that you have on this side here. So I did 110. Now I will be doing 110 on this side, and you can go ahead and do your chains for this side as well. So I'm going to continue doing that and I'll meet back up with you. So guys, now I have come to the end of making my first panel there. This is what it looks like so far, and I went ahead and I made my strings for the side ties, and I made my fringes as well. This is what they look like, and also on this side. So the same exact thing that we did in making this part of the bikini is the same thing that we are going to do to make the other side. So I'm just going to flip this over and make sure that your tie is on this side. And you can go ahead, feel free to rewind the video so if you don't remember what to do, so that you won't make any mistakes in making your bikini bottom. So you're going to go ahead and attach your yarn. So insert your hook into this first stitch here and pull up a loop. I'm just going to chain one and give that a tie. So I'm just going to tie it with this end here. Now that I've done so, I have my chain one there already. I am going to yarn over and I'm going to go back into that same stitch and I am going to make my double crochet. So insert your hook, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through two, yarn over, pull through the next two. And that gives you your first double crochet. You're going to go yarn over again, go into the next stitch, and you're going to make double crochet. And you're going to continue making your double crochet right across until you get to your last stitch. You should have a total of 7. And as I stated before, just as we did when we were making the first panel, this is the same exact thing that you'll be doing. So you will have a total of 6 rows for the inner part here of the bikini. So we did 6 rows here and then 2 rows of increase. So you're going to continue doing that. I'm going to continue doing that also until I get to the end, and then I'll meet back up with you and show you what my bikini looks like. So continue to do that, guys, and I'll see you there. So there it is. So guys, our bikini is now completed and this is what it looks like. So this is the part that I just made and this is the part that we made before. So there is the crotch area here. So I hope that this instruction and this tutorial was very straightforward and it was easy to follow. Remember that I will be putting in the description more information about this video, so make sure that you check it out. And yeah, so it looks very cute. I love the way how it turned out. So guys, thank you so much for watching, and if you're new to my channel, again guys, please do go and subscribe, hit that notification bell so you can be notified each time I post a video. Please share, comment, tell me what you think. And to my regular viewers and subscribers, thank you so much guys. So until next time, bye.